Hello again friends, here with Nino's product reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the Intocircuit PC Castle 26000. Now that's a pretty big power bank with the ability to charge, you see it, notebooks. It's a little bit blurry, but here it is. And you know I love me some power banks which can charge notebooks. Let's take a look at the back of the package. So what do we have here? A lithium polymer battery, 26,000 milliamps. So pretty much what we expected, 665 grams. Now that's going to be a pretty heavy hitter here, and in many aspects. So let's take a look at what's inside. We have the actual unit here at the top. It's a metallic unit body, is very nice. I already like the way it looks. It reminds me a lot of my laptops if you see my other reviews, but you'll see the laptop in this one as well, so that's not something to worry about. Let me just pull it out here. There we go. So it's looking very nice, it feels very nice, but it is a bit heavy, definitely over half a kilo. And we have the different voltage abilities here, because different laptops will require different voltages. This button will basically define which voltage is going to be coming out. Let's switch it a little bit. There we go, works. At least it moves, say at least. Now we have the, what is this? Yeah, this is the charging for whether you're charging your laptop or the actual power bank, as well as one USB entry for everything else you might want to charge. Like I said, this doesn't leave any fingerprints because of the unibody. That's pretty cool, I like that a lot. And yeah, let's check out if it actually does weigh 665 grams. Now, I'm not saying it weighs more to the touch, but I'm just curious how close we are to it. 674, so that's about 10 grams more. That's not much. And yeah, that's okay. You don't notice this difference of actual 9 grams, so that's okay. For a second I thought, okay, maybe they cheated a little bit here, but this will be minor differences in weight. And look what we have here, a very nice bag, very nice velour bag. I really like those. Intocircuit really gives those even with their lower end devices, and they appear to be of higher quality than other companies. I mean, I definitely like the feeling of this one. It feels better. I would have loved some kind of a logo here on the back. We have a kind of a pocket where we could put our adapters if we needed them, so definitely not a bad thing. And the charging cable for the battery itself, let's plug that in. There we go, looks fine. Okay, moving on to warranty card. Yeah, that's just a warranty card, let's put that aside. And of course the manual. Now the manual doesn't look very thick, it's not that complicated a unit. Yep, just a few pages, but in English, so whoever speaks English and is watching this video will already know what to do with it, but you know, it's good to have it. Now we have a lot of adapters here, and this is not uncommon for power banks of this size and capacity, so I'd say that's a pretty standard package here. We got a charging cable, but this cable is actually to charge your laptop. And then we have more adapters. That's probably the one I'm gonna need. USB cable, again, one of those that you can stretch out a little bit. That's pretty nice as well. And what's in here? Well, I reckon it's adapters, and yeah, there we go, more of them. That's definitely a good thing. You want to be able to charge as many different devices as possible, and that's what's being given to us here. So let me put everything in perspective here. All the cables, all the chargers, all the adapters, manual. And yeah, that's pretty much what's inside the box. So we'll be moving on to the testing now. Let's take a look at the charging capabilities of this power bank. We're going to take my Note 3 and first do the size comparison. So it is significantly larger than it altogether. It's thicker, it's wider, it's taller, but it doesn't feel like it's that bulky. You know, it's big, but you know, it's nothing that you couldn't carry. I also really love the metal body that we see here. It leaves no fingerprints, no nothing. So let me take my cable and attempt to charge my Note 3 with this power bank. Hold on, I'm going to connect it. So we have only one USB entry, but it can also deliver more amps, so we could charge a tablet with this if need be. But in this case, we're just gonna go ahead and try to charge my phone, and as we can see, immediately it works. Let's see. Yep, the lights are also pretty nice. Now let's see if the power bank will actually be able to charge my laptop. This is a Acer S7. As you can see, the body of the laptop actually resembles kind of the body of the power bank. I like that. Let's take this cable. I have already plugged in the adapter we need, and as I've told you, there are various ways. I've told you in previous reviews, there are various ways to find out which adapters would fit you. You could check the manual, or you could do like me and just take your own charger and compare it with the adapters. Now I'm gonna set it to 19 volts because that's how much my laptop requires. And yeah, I'm gonna pull in all the adapters here because there's something I want to show you guys. Hold on. Okay, so these are all the adapters. I'm gonna first show you the port on my PC. Is the small one here on the left. As you can see, it's fairly small. I have actually tested all the adapters, and this is the one that fits. This is the right one. Let me just compare it again in front of you guys. So this is the one, like I said. And let's first take these guys, and as you can see, there's nothing about this size, and from these guys, none anyway. There's just one, this one, but it's too thin. It wouldn't work for me. So why I'm showing you all of this is because once I connect the laptop to the power bank, it charges us without problems, but it doesn't feel like it's sitting in there as tight as it should. It takes very little for me to unplug it. Now that's obviously not something that would cause damage to my laptop or something. The charging does continue uninterrupted. It's not like it's charging and stopping or anything, but I would just like it to be a little more of a tight fit, you know. This is probably a production error. You see it charges immediately. It's probably a production error. Just watch what will happen when I slightly pull on it. You see that? Went out. It's a bit too easy for me. Now that's all I'm saying, you know. I've had other kinds of units which had adapters, and they were sitting well, better than this. But I have to be honest here, the fact of the matter is that the adapters are usually standard production. The other units adapters were basically looking exactly the same like this. So I would say that this is really some kind of production error, and I was just being unlucky here. Now obviously I can't test all of the other ones. I wouldn't have enough laptops for that. But like I said, it does work, and it works just fine, but it just doesn't feel that nice to me as it would be if it was sitting in there perfectly, while it does not go out on its own. But still, that's generally it's a minor gripe. It's not the end of the world. It's more of a subjective feeling, but I felt like I had to share it. Now let's move on and try to charge my Kindle simultaneously with the laptop. This is important because the power bank should be able to charge two devices simultaneously, since it has two ports. So we're gonna take a look at that. Hold on. Let me move over here, and I'm gonna plug it into the USB port. Here we have one USB port, so it's not that much of a question which is the 2.1. So the Kindle is obviously charging, and the laptop is being charged as well. So that is a good thing, because that means that the power bank has no issues charging both of them simultaneously. So now that we've tested the power bank from Intocircuit, I can say that it's a pretty nice looking power bank. It also works as intended. It's just typically my bad luck to actually have the one connector which I need. The one adapter is not working. I mean, it is working. What am I saying? It works fine, but it doesn't sit right the way I would have liked it to sit. But one shouldn't blame Intocircuit for this, simply because they aren't making these adapters. They're making the power bank. The adapters are being produced by other companies, and somewhere along the way they made a mistake exactly with the one adapter I'm going to be using. But if you look past this, and if you would say, okay, for me a display is not so important because that's something I would have loved to see here as well. If you would also say one USB additionally is fine by me, then this is definitely a very good choice for you. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.